Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Arati. I am coming on today, February 25th, to help small businesses, and I'm providing a stimulus update and news reports. These are important stimulus updates and reports for entrepreneurs and small business owners. So do come on in. I want to make sure that you all can hear me and see me, that technology is working, because I want to make sure that you all get access to the information that you need so you all can stay in business, save your business, scale your business, pivot your business, whatever you need to do. We all know that we need a financial lifeline. So again, come on in, let me know who you are, where you're hailing from, and that you can hear and see me. While we are waiting for people to join, because again, I don't want you all to miss this, I will be dropping some resources in the chat that I will be discussing today. So you will see these in the comments. As always, when I go live, you can find the information and resources and tools in the description of this video, as well as the show notes if you are watching on YouTube. Please do give this a thumbs up so more people see this. Do share out this broadcast in our channel. Because again, there are so many entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you that don't know what to do. They're on the brink of giving up, on the brink of losing their businesses. I get emails and inboxes on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook every single day from small business owners and entrepreneurs that really need help. And I know you know those people that are out there. So please tag them in this video, share the information with them. And also, while you all are joining, if you have not already subscribed, subscribe to our channel if you're benefiting from the content that we deliver. We really appreciate your support. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are almost there. And we're super excited about it, that we're able to come on here and really be able to provide value to small business owners. Do drop your questions in the comments. I will try to answer as many questions as I can on live here. And then afterwards, I will follow up with any additional questions that you may have. You definitely want to stay to the end of this broadcast, because all of this information is very important for you to be able to take action in your business. So again, this is the stimulus update and report. I'm really going to focus this conversation today on the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan that is was drafted by President Biden and his administrative team. We know that there are important improvements to the PPP program. And then there's a more targeted EIDL grant information that I want to provide to you today, as well as some other information. Now, I just got off of the live broadcast with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. If you are not already connected with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, I highly recommend that you do. They come on, do lives, provide a lot of regular updates. They are one of our best advocates when it comes to getting relief and support for the small business community. They keep us updated, provide clarifications and information that we need. So I'm able to bring those to you today based on the discussions that we had. So I think they do these not always weekly, but again, they provide these updates on a regular basis. So, and you're allowed to ask questions during the live broadcast that they go through, which is very important, because there's a lot of you all that have questions, and I know I can't answer them all for you, but I try to answer as many as I can. So I'm first going to start with the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. The important thing to know is that the Budget Committee has advanced the bill to the House, and the House is actually planning on voting on the bill, and it's expected that it will pass. And in order for any new stimulus bill to become law, it must be passed in the House, must be passed in the Senate, and then signed by the president. However, if they do not find that they have the backing by the GOP, the Senate Republicans, what they are going to do, the plan is to go through a plan of reconciliation, right? So that they, instead of needing 60 votes, all they would need is 50 votes. One of the challenges with this plan is the $15 an hour increase minimum wage that the Biden administration would like. I can tell you that the GOP has put forth its own proposal for a $10 an hour wage increase. So bumping it up to $10 an hour versus the $15 an hour. But we already know what we can expect is $1,400. Stimulus checks are what they call economic impact payments. That is your one-time deposit based on your income. And as of right now, as the bill stands, is maximum income of $75,000 per individual. And then it phases out after that amount. And again, you know, the amounts vary if you have a spouse. But again, that's a $1,400, and you put that with the $600 that we just got, right? And that would equal out to the $2,000 that they were talking about at the end of December. You can also expect an increase, extension of the unemployment benefits, as well as the increase of the additional payments that are right now $300 a week. To $400 a week, again, if it passes in its current state, as well as new grants, not loans, but grants for small business owners. I know there's one for $15 billion that is supposed to be targeted for the hardest hit small businesses, the underserved, right, minorities, women's, restaurants, and then a $25 billion for restaurant industries. And again, those would be grants, not loans. And for that particular program, that would be, you would be able to qualify for up to $5 million in grant funding for your business. So more information, stay tuned for more information on that. But while we're waiting on, seeing that through, waiting for this next stimulus to pass, we are actually operating right now under the $900 billion plan. Now, it is expected that the goal is for this next stimulus to actually be signed into law by mid-March. So we're almost in March now. Again, there is more stimulus money. They really want to get this out to the American people because the extension of a lot of the benefits are set to expire in March. So they definitely need to take action so that what happened the last time in December when they waited to the last minute, they don't want it to expire because then you have the whole period where people are not getting their benefits. So they want to avoid all that. So hopefully they're able to act quickly and get the bill passed. Right now, we're operating again under the $900 billion stimulus. And under this, they've expanded many of the CARES Act programs, and there's some new grant programs that are available as well. I will be talking a lot about the Paycheck Protection Program because Biden and his team just announced like this week the new changes, improvements that are actually taking place regarding the PPP program, where a lot more entrepreneurs and small business owners will be able to qualify and or get increase in benefits. But before I talk about the Paycheck Protection Program, I want to talk about the targeted EIDL grants that are available, okay? And then I'm going to be sharing my screen as well to walk through a tool that was released to help you identify if you are in a low-income community. So for the targeted, we know that the EIDL program itself, the loan program was extended. This is extended through December 31st, 2021. This is another program that is administered by the SBA. And under the current stimulus, right, they have a new targeted EIDL grant program. In order to qualify for this is not for new applicants. This is for those that applied on or before December 27, 2020. So if that was you, whether you were denied or approved, you could potentially qualify for this grant program. The SBA had already started sending out email notifications to you, right, to applicants, notifying them that they could potentially be eligible for this program. program. What does this program do? It gets you your full $10,000 or the balance thereof. So if you're a person like myself and you didn't get any money because they ran out of funding, then you would qualify for this program. If you are one that received $1,000 because it's just you're solopreneur, you will qualify for the balance, which you would get $9,000, or depending on whatever amount you receive, up to $10,000. $10,000 is the max. In order to qualify for this, again, I say you have already had to apply. You should expect an email from the SBA. They started sending out these emails on February 1st. Every day someone tells me that they got an email and they're really excited, but also want to make sure that they're submitting the right information. You want to make sure that you do, because you will not have an opportunity to appeal. Once they send you out the email and then you submit your request, you respond, then they have 21 days in order to approve you and provide you with the deposit and or let you know that you are ineligible and explain to you why. So they will send you correspondence. All correspondence will come from the SBA, sba.gov, not sba.net, not sba.org or .com. Please be careful, especially in the comments with spammers and scammers that pretend to be the SBA or other legitimate organizations that are really trying to take advantage of vulnerable small businesses. Please stop giving your information out to these people. We always provide well vetted, verified information on here. If anybody is pretending to be us, representing us, it is not us. Okay. But a lot of you all are giving out your information to random people. Just be careful of that. Now, in order to qualify for the targeted EIDL grants that I just talked about, here's the criteria. You must be in a low income community as defined by the IRS. Okay, that is what the SBA is using. You must have 300 employees or less, and you must be able to show a decrease in gross receipts in comparable 8-week periods between 2019 and 2020 to qualify for this grant program. So what I want to do right now, I did drop in the comments. So if you go to the comments right now, you should see the look up tool for a low income community, because I get this question a lot. Am I in a low income community? And it's not where you live. Is where your business is and operates, where your business address operates and it is located. So if you have a home-based business like I do, then your home address and your business address are the same. But that is not the case for everyone. And I know there have been a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners who have moved, right? So maybe you move from one state to another state, or one city to another city, or one neighborhood to another neighborhood. Then again, you can check this tool to be able to see if you are indeed in a low income community. So I'm going to share my screen so you know what it looks like. Let me see. Here it is. It is the SBA targeted EIDL advanced mapping tool. So as it's pulling up, I want to make sure that it's on here. It is here. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you click on the link. Again, I dropped it in the comments, so you should be able to go right directly to it. You will see it says policy map, and it has the map here in the center, SBA targeted EIDL advanced, and it has the data here. What you would do is enter in your zip code or address. So all I simply did was drop in my my zip code, okay, and then it was able to it drew it on the map. It told me where it is, so I can see all the different cities around where I am. But I go to my zip code here, and I click on this little icon here, and it's telling me, yes, you are in a low income community. And this is census based, and it's giving me a census tract number. Okay, so you can see like the filter over here that you can use as well. I didn't have to do anything here. I just simply put in my zip code and it told me. So if I move over here to Lakewood, so like I'm on the border of different cities, right? So I'm in an urban area, but like my neighbor is one of my neighbors is Lakewood, and you can see when I move it to there, it says that no, they are not considered a low-income community. Okay, I move over here to Rocky River, the same thing. So the further I get there, we're getting further into the burbs. Okay. And we know further you get into the burbs, the most likely is you are not in a low income community. Okay. So if I move over here, okay, these are some of the areas that I know are more low income. I just know that because I'm familiar with the area. This is like the Kinsman area. And it's saying, again, yes, you qualify because you are in a low income community. Okay. If I move more over here, I know some of the heights, Cleveland Heights, University Heights. This is where some of my family and friends live. Shaker Heights is telling me in that particular part, no, you are not, that does not qualify as low income community. So again, this is a tool that you want to use so you can verify if you are in a low income community or not. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions about targeted EIDLs, let me know in the comments. If you received your email from the SBA, let me know as well. Let me know if you have already been approved. Okay. So the SBA at this point, again, just depending on when you submitted your information to the SBA, once they sent you the notification, you should have already gotten your approval letter. You may have, right, if you were one of the earlier ones. So just as late as yesterday, someone told me they just got their email, okay? So it's based on when you receive your email that's when you want to begin tracking the time on the calendar as to when you're going to get your deposits. Okay. And then let me know if for the targeted EIDLs, if you've been funded. So if you were approved, did they submit your deposit? We would like to know, and we would like to congratulate you as well. Okay, so that's it on the targeted EIDLs, except for this, just to let you know, again, it's in phases, like some of the other programs. First ones in line are those that receive a partial grant, meaning they did not receive the full amount. Those are the ones that's receiving the emails first. So if you didn't get one already, just be patient. Most likely, again, it may take a few weeks for them to get to you because there are millions of people that apply for this program. And then next in line would be those that are like myself, where they ran out of funding before they actually gave me any money. And then I would be next. So I just monitor every day my emails like I do everything else. Like I encourage you all to do, because the SBA and no one else, as you all know, will not wait for you to figure out, or decide that you're going to monitor your emails. Okay, as the CEOs, you should be doing that on a daily basis as well. Because this is a first come, first serve. Yes, it's in that phase, but it's like, the longer you don't want to delay, because when the money runs out, the money runs out, and it has ran out before. That's why some of us didn't get our money, right? Okay, so I'll come back for the questions regarding the EIDL, but I want to go back and talk about the Paycheck Protection Program. They talked a lot about this program on the call. As you know, I've been coming out with regular updates. I did previous videos. We have playlists, so I get contacted every single day about getting help on PPP and EIDL. We have playlists dedicated to these programs, okay, that give you step-by-step walkthroughs on how to apply for the programs. The Paycheck Protection Program is another program that is administered through the SBA. It is one of the most popular programs that came out of the CARES Act. It's been expanded, extended multiple times, more funding, billions and more funding added. There's expected with the American Rescue Plan that there will be, I believe, $7 billion more dollars added to this program. Right now, they're not saying in the plan that this program will be extended. Right now, it's set to end March 31st, 2021. Okay, so they are looking to add to it, but they're constantly monitoring that as well. So again, you just never want to wait or hope they will extend it. Get in, right? Always shoot your shot while it's available to you, and it's available to you right now. But earlier this week, the Biden administration made an announcement, released a statement from the White House. He actually went live to talk about these changes to the PPP program. Following that, the SBA also released an official announcement on the changes for the PPP program that I have talked about, and I'll talk about them again here because we always have new people and there's new updates every single day regarding this program on the improvements that really are going to impact those that have been denied, or maybe you receive very little money in PPP. We have found that there's businesses that got amounts as low as $1 in a loan. Okay, this is a great program because it is a forgivable loan program, which means it's a grant. Once you meet the qualifications, it can turn into a grant. You request for forgiveness of the full amount, and once it's forgiven, it turns into a grant. What is a grant? Free money for your business. To qualify for a first draw or second draw, you need to have been in business operating as of February 15th, 2020 or before. Okay. 2 key points to note really quickly. We are in tax season. I would highly recommend, I say this every single time, and the U.S. Chamber leader just made this recommendation as well. Because of all these stimulus programs, you really want to make sure you're working with an accountant or a tax professional that's well-versed in small business and understands these stimulus programs and how they apply for you tax-wise, because some of the fundings that you get are taxable and some are not. The good news about PPP, based on the changes that they've made under this current stimulus, no tax on PPP, on your PPP money. Plus, you get tax deduction, right? So you're getting the money to pay for your expenses. Then you can still take out a tax deduction on those same expenses, and they're not going to tax you at the federal level. However, states may be different because they said on the call earlier that some of the states want to tax you at the state level because you have multiple levels of tax. But they are really advocating and pushing states to fall in line, because it's like, if you're not being taxed at the federal level, why are they trying to tax you at the state level? Okay. They really want you all to have the maximum benefit out of this PPP program. Okay. So stay tuned for that. But at the federal level, your taxes is tax-free and is tax deductible money that is available to you. Now, if you didn't apply before, you applied and were denied, you can apply for first round PPP. If you were funded before, you've used your money, now you have to exhaust your money. Some people have asked me, like, is there a time delay before you can use or apply for the second round? Use your money, okay, and then apply. Before you can only get the second draw money once you have exhausted the money from your first round. But you can apply. Again, the window is getting really tight for you to be able to do twice, right? To get funded for the PPP, use it, and then apply for the second round and then get funded that way. So it's very tight. Right now, as they opened up on Wednesday, which was yesterday, the 2-week exclusive window for small businesses with 20 employees or less. Not only that, they're really doing outreach, and they're also really encouraging banks, financial institutions to do outreach, to seek you out as applicants, right? Because we know that the banks, a lot of times, we're funding based on the relationships that they have, right? Which, that's usually how it works, right? The people or the businesses that bank with them, they fund them or they accept their applications first. No. This 2-week period, take advantage of it. You don't want to wait till the end of March when it's set to expire. If you have 20 or less employees, start applying. You can apply with more than one lender. A lot of you all did not know that, okay? So I actually have a link I work with DAC. We're accepting applications. But even if you go through, apply through our lender, there are so many approved lenders out here. Don't just apply to one. Apply to multiple and see which one sticks, which one you get approved for. Sign the loan papers, get your deposit, and start using the funds for what it is intended. Okay, and then you must use 60% on payroll related costs in order to get full forgiveness of your loans. Okay, and so the difference between the second round, right, your second draw, is that you do need to be able to show a decrease in gross receipts. Okay. They even confirmed that on today's call, whether you have employees or not. If you're self-employed, you don't have any employees, you still have to show the difference in gross receipts between 8-week period in 2019 and the same 8-week period in 2020. So you're comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges. And my recommendation is, again, you look at your 2020. Where were you hardest hit? Take that period and compare it to the same period in 2019. And I will say this, for those that are self-employed, that are self-employed, how it works, this is your owner's compensation, okay? When you are applying, pretty much the entire amount is payroll for us, okay? And let me say that again. The entire amount is payroll. So you pay yourself, you get 100% forgiveness, right? You're not required to submit a whole lot of additional documentation. And we know sole proprietors, what you do is you take owner's draw. You need to have a record, right, that you have paid yourself the PPP money as your owner's compensation, okay? Want to make sure that you're clear on that. So you don't even have to think, oh, I have to spend 60% on this and 40% on this. You could spend the entire amount. It is your payroll. That is your payroll. That is for solopreneurs, self-employed, don't have employees. Okay. Now, self-employed individuals. The other change, which is one of the biggest changes in this program, is that they are changing the calculation, how your loan amount is calculated. So we already know, based on the current calculation, many have been left out, meaning that you would not have qualified because they were basing the calculation on your net profit. And for a lot of you all, it was either very low or it was negative. And if it was negative, you would not qualify for this program, okay? However, they are changing the rules and the calculation. So I put out a message earlier today that said to get prepared. Okay, again, you don't want to wait till the last minute. You still have plenty of time for them to release the new calculations, which should be next week. So they said they will be releasing these new calculations the first week in March. So if you have not applied, hold on. Wait. If you are self-employed, wait till the new calculations are released to the lenders, and the lenders can then know what the new rules are and update their systems and their teams and whoever they need to notify, so that when you apply, you are applying under the new calculations and not the old. Now, my understanding is that it will not be retroactive. Okay. We don't know how they're going to do this. We're waiting on the guidance, but you will be able to get an increase, or again, you may be able to qualify as a new applicant and then get an increase on top of that based on the new calculations, because now you're going to go based on your gross. So even before they release the new calculation, you notice now you're going to get more anyway. Use your gross amount that you made in 2019. If this is your first draw, okay? So use that, and then you can divide it by 12. That's your monthly average payroll, divided by 12 and times about 2.5 months. Then that would give you an estimate of what you would potentially qualify this time around, and you can compare and see what the increase is, okay? So that's some of the biggest news that you can expect. Also, if you are a convicted felon, okay, so you have a felony record and it is non-fraud related, you can now qualify for PPP. Now, when I say now, once they release the new guidance, okay? Once they release it, update. This is one of the updates that's going to be the first week in March. So, but you will have an opportunity to apply. And I know there's a lot of ex-felons with businesses that are out there that are struggling. Also, if you are a U.S. resident, so if you have a green card or a visa, you are a U.S. resident, the law says that you should qualify for this program. So they are updating, making that update as well so that you all can apply. Someone had commented right before I came on the live that they know someone that has a business, small mom and pop shops, right, that are struggling on the verge of closing. This is great news. This is fantastic news for all of you all who were left out, who could not qualify. You can now qualify. Those of you all with student loans and you were delinquent or defaulted on your student loans, that was previously a provision where you could not qualify for the program. Now you can. They have removed, again, that barrier. They want this money to get to the hardest hit, the disadvantaged businesses, those that again have been left out of the other funding. They want you to get access to it. They're even setting aside $1 billion for underrepresented small businesses and those that are in low to moderate income communities. So once they release the guidance, again, you will have plenty of time, not indefinite time. So you want to prepare now for when they make the announcement of the new calculations for self-employed. And this pertains to you if you're a gig worker, you work for Uber or Lyft, Postmates, any of those. If you are a network marketer, you do Mary Kay or Pink Zebra or some other business, you're independent contractor, you're a solopreneur. This pertains to you. You're a small business and you have 0 employees. This applies to you. And again, I would say if you are a business and you have 1099 workers, right? Contractors, they are their own business, right? A lot of you all, they have salons and barbershops operate that way. And you've been left out because you all been contacting me, right? And we know we've been advocating to get us payments, right? Money. Meet with your team and let them know that this benefit is available to them, because you can't include them as an employee because they're not your employee, but you can let them know about this video, let them know that this program is available, that the new calculations are going to make it where they can get money for their business. Okay? Because I know a lot of you all your teams are 1099. I have a 5-member team and they're all 1099 business owners. They're entrepreneurs in their own right. Okay. Just a clarification again, you do need to show your 25% loss, no matter what type of business that you have, to qualify for the second draw. A lot of you are asked a question about if you were not in business in 2019 and but you were in operation January and February. They do have various calculations that you can use for your you would use your 2020 income, your first month or 2 months in business, and that's what you would use to base your calculation on if you were not in business in 2019. They will also be providing a little bit more guidance around those calculations as well. Again, advice is that we're in tax season. With a lot of these programs coming up, you definitely want to seek out tax advice. If you need a referral, please feel free to email me at hello@SheBossTalk. And I've been giving a lot of referrals, well-vetted CPA accountants and tax professionals, payroll companies, because you want to make sure that you have your finances in order, that you can produce the documents that are needed. And based on many of you that have contacted me, you don't have it together yet. Or you're trying to get it together. So make it a priority to now, so that again, you don't want to be getting ready, you want to be ready. Okay. Let me just make sure I have all of these I gave you those updates. Now, I want to talk quickly about the employee retention tax credit. They brought that up on the call as well. I told you that this is another benefit. This is for those of you that do have W-2 employees, and that's a lot of you all. There is another benefit that you can get, which is employee retention tax credit. With the latest stimulus, they changed it where before you cannot get PPP and employee retention tax credit. Now you can get both, okay? But you cannot use them on the same at the same period when you're paying your employees, okay? So I'm gonna go through that in just a second. So like I said before, under the new guidelines, you can get up to $14,000 per employee. You can also I believe retroactively get the lesser amount, which I believe is up to 5,000 would be the total that you can get per employee under the employee retention program. Again, you can get PPP and you can get the employee retention tax credit. Now, how they clarified how you would use it is, say for example, because you have to use PPP, you have 8 to 24 weeks to use your PPP money. Okay. So if January, February, you paid your payroll with PPP money, then you exhausted that. And then in March, April, May, or however many months, you then were paying your payroll out of your own business, right? Money, then you can take the employee retention tax credit on those months for which you did not use the PPP money to pay your payroll. So I hope that makes sense. That's the simpler way to do it. Less complicated way. The best way if you get audited, right? To be able to distinguish the difference, what you pay, what you use the PPP for versus what you use the employee retention tax credit on. Okay. So they, even with that said, they're trying to simplify the process. So even with all these programs, they always note the challenges that they hear from small business. They advocate, they push to get more changes as improvements. So even with this program, they're actually pushing to have it be a more simplified process. And with this, they're recommending you talk to a tax professional, because the only way to get this is on your taxes, right? This particular credit. Also, there is another tax credit as well for self-employed. Again, but if you're working with a tax professional that has no clue about these programs, you're going to miss out on a really good money. And this is not the time we want to miss out on money. Okay, invest in a qualified tax professional who can get you this money legally. Okay. That's what we do, right? We help make sure that you're compliant and that you get as many qualifying tax benefits that you can. And there's a lot that you can qualify for, but when you don't keep accurate records and can't prove that you qualify for these deductions, then you can't take them. And if you take them, what's going to happen? The IRS is going to take that money back and then slap you with penalties and fines. So we want to avoid that, okay? I want to just briefly talk about the Shutter Venue Operators Grant that is still in the works. The SBA is preparing. They have updated their website. They've added FAQs regarding this program. This program is a $15 billion program where you can have an opportunity to get up to $10 million in grant money. Not a loan. This is a grant. Shutter Venue Operators Grant Program. This will be administered through the SBA. You will not have to go through a lender for this particular program. Eventually, they will open the portal. We expect that will come soon. When it does, I will definitely come on and provide you with an update, okay? But again, up to $10 million. However, you cannot get PPP and get the Venue Operators Grant too. You have to either be denied for one or the other to be able to get funding for one or the other. Okay. So before if you fit into this category of live venues, you have live performances, or you represent live performers, artists, comedians, then again, look at the requirements for the Shuttered Operators Venue Grant, because you may get more out of that. That may be the best one for you to go after, because again, it's a grant up to $10 million, and they will provide a supplemental grant. I believe that one is first come, first serve, but they actually have that one in phases where when they do open, the first 14 days, I believe, is going to be dedicated to those that had a 90% decrease in gross revenues. Then it will be the next 14 days will be dedicated to those that have a 75% decrease in gross revenues. And then after that, it will be 25% or greater in gross revenues. Now, I believe, I don't have the entire calculation before me, but your grant amount will be based on 40% of your gross receipts, or 45%. So do that calculation. Do the calculation, right? Know your numbers so that before you even apply, you can estimate what amount of grant money you would get and how you can be using it in your business. Now, I do want to say, with all of these different programs, because I just posted this yesterday, and you think it would be common sense, but there are still so many entrepreneurs and business owners out there that are using the money for what it was not intended. And if you think that you're going to get federal money and spend it on Lamborghinis and go to Gucci and take lavish trips with this money, think again, okay? Because they are arresting, charging, indicting, and prosecuting and convicting business owners who are taking the money from small businesses that are suffering, that need it, to go spend it on things, personal things that it is not it's not for. All this federal stimulus money is for your business. It's to help you get back to operations where you were prior to the pandemic. It is not for you and your personal use. It's not even for you to do home repairs if it has nothing to do with your business. And each of these programs outline verbatim what you are supposed to spend the money on. It's not personal use. It's not Lamborghinis. It's not going on shopping sprees. Okay? So just know the government is not playing, and that's why they're putting more controls on to prevent fraud, waste, and abuse, and to vet out companies so that the money gets to the small businesses who need it most. And they know that minority and women businesses tend to be the smaller businesses. That's why a lot of us are the ones that are being targeted right now, because we were left out. So if anyone is asking why they're targeting minorities and women, that's why. Because we've suffered the most and we didn't get the money. So you had millionaires and billionaires that were getting access to money while our businesses were closing. Okay? And so we just can't have that. And my understanding is, even in the new the $1.9 trillion stimulus, is that they are actually included in that. I'm trying to make sure I have the right name. I believe it's like an opportunity fund, an opportunity grant, to really just help businesses recover, all types of businesses. So including new businesses. So there's a lot, again, of new opportunities coming out, new funding, flooding small businesses with free money and opportunities. So I definitely want to make sure that you all are prepared and to take advantage of these opportunities. I want to make sure I didn't forget something. For PPP, for those of you that are applying for PPP, just know this. If you're applying for your second round and you're funded $150,000 or less, you do not, because I know for a lot of you all, it may seem complicated. You're trying to figure out, how do I calculate this? When you apply, if it's $150,000 or less, you do not have to show the decrease, right? You don't have to actually show the calculation. At the time you request forgiveness, you will. Okay, so that may expedite it for you, but you need to know what it is, because you're going to need to show proof at the end of the day if you want to get the 100% forgiveness. But that, again, that could possibly expedite the process for you when you're submitting that second round application. for those with 150,000 or less. Now the question came up that what if you qualify for more than 150? To keep it streamlined and simple, can you just accept 150,000? Yes, you can, right? Because the simplification is for those that have 150 that get funded 150,000 or less. Okay, and then your forgiveness application is super simple, and I have videos on that. It's a one pager, no additional documentation at that point is required. You just self-certify. Okay, and when I say once you self-certify, it's a legal document, so it must be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. Okay, it goes back to integrity, and just know that if it can come back to bite you if you are not being honest. Just assume that the SBA or the IRS or some other governing body will come back and ask you a question about, ask you for records and ask you how you spent the money, and be able to verify that and show it, right? So just anticipate that. So before I log off, let me just go through here and see if there's there's a lot of questions on here. Do I help people apply for grants? Yes, I do. You should see the link on the screen here. I have put together a lot of resources and tools to help you all get access to free money for your business. Okay. The Win Grants with Ease Masterclass bundle is now available. It was a live training. We had a few live sessions, interactive, addressing all of these different programs, grants, examples, challenges, how to overcome different challenges with these different programs that you're applying for, where to find the money, how to stand out and win more grants for your business. You definitely want to get that masterclass. Cheat sheet is available. That is an ebook with all my insider tips and tricks, how I get grants, how I've won them during the COVID-19, and helped thousands of others win millions of dollars in free money that you don't have to pay back. Okay. So I'm just like you. I was a business owner impacted by COVID-19, was pivoting my business at the time, and I've been able to thrive because of grants. I was able to grow my team because of grant money. I'm able to better market my business because of grant money that I received, that I don't have to, I'm not burdened by having to owe some old money back. Okay, so these are tools, the grant tracker, free online resource. There's a lot of new national grants that just came out. DoorDash, if you have a restaurant or know someone that does, DoorDash has 2 grant programs. I think they just launched one. I haven't added it yet, because it just came out yesterday, but it's, I believe, an accelerator with a grant, but they have another grant program. But again, there's so many grant programs that are coming out again every single day for all types of businesses, whether you're new or whether you've been in business a while. Do apply. A lot of companies and organizations are partnering. They're coming out with accelerators and incubators to further help you, and which include grant money and other resources as well. Like Comcast Rise, like one of my peers, she's phenomenal. Her company is Family, and she actually posted the other day that she was coming to Ohio, and why? On Comcast dime, because Comcast, she won a grant through Comcast, and as part of that grant, not only was it cash, but they're doing commercial videos for you for free. For free. Unfortunately, they're not in my market. They're in Ohio, but they're not in Cleveland, which is why I didn't qualify. But we're pressing them to expand it. But Comcast, it does cover a wide range of states and geographic areas. This one is for Black-owned businesses, but there's so many more for all types of businesses that are available. Bella Collective, through their own network, has a grant for $10,000 for I believe minority women or black women. That is on our website, and that closes tomorrow or whenever they reach their maximum applications. Okay, so what if you had to work W-2 and still self-employed and had a side business that went bankrupt? Would you still qualify? I don't know a side hustle that went bankrupt. I don't know if you just mean you stopped doing business or you dissolved the business. Now for this program, your business cannot be dissolved. Okay. That's what got the other lady in trouble. She says she had a business that she had dissolved in 2019, then went to spend the money on Neiman Marcus and other stores. Okay, there's a difference. If you just you haven't been working your business because of COVID-19, you can demonstrate the revenue loss, right? That's the difference between if you dissolve your business. If you dissolve your business, you don't qualify. Okay, you must still have a business, but you can be a W-2 and 1099, right? You can be a gig worker. I know a lot of people that do that, and you can qualify as long as you were in operation as of February 15th of 2020. On the current PPP, businesses can use 2020 tax returns. No, it just depends. If it's round one, round two. If you round one, you're basing it on 2019. If it's round two, then you're comparing 2019 and 2020. And if you weren't in business in 2019, yes, you're using your 2020. I hope that clarifies for you. If you have a business open after March, can you apply for any SBA? Oh yeah, you can apply. The SBA has other grant programs. Okay, there are other programs that are available. They even have on their micro loans, their Section 7(8) loans. They have benefits, and they're giving forgiveness on those loans up to a certain amount. I actually have a video. I have videos on every single stimulus that there is. There's a video on. These are just the major ones. But there are loan programs that are out there. SBA has a ton of them that you can apply for, and I'm sure there's also some at your state level as well. So feel free to apply. There's no requirement for those other programs that you have to be in business as of this date. This is really for those COVID-related programs and grants that they have the time frames of when you have had to be in business, because you have to demonstrate that COVID-19 impacted your business. Okay, and they recognize that for some of the newer businesses that you were impacted and can't really show it because you weren't generating income. Maybe you bought a building, you were setting up infrastructure, but you didn't make any revenue. That's why they're trying to put out these programs, like I said, the Opportunity Fund, and possibly the next stimulus, the $15 billion. We have to see how they structure that, what types of businesses, and what the timelines on that will be. But again, there's advocates that are pushing to get more money out there, even for those newer businesses that acknowledge that they have been left out. How are they calculating PPP loans? Again, this is a forgivable loan program. Is you're going to take your average monthly payroll, come up with your average monthly payroll, and it's a maximum of $100,000 per employee. Okay, so take your average. If you have a payroll, that should be relatively easy to pull those records from your payroll system. If you're self-employed, how they're basing the calculation is right now on your 2019 tax return, or 2020 if you were not in business. Line 31 on your Schedule C, you take that line 31, whatever that number is, divided by 12, times it by 2.5. Okay, and that will tell you your loan amount. And if it's negative, that means under the current program, you would not qualify. When the new calculations come out, you will, because they will be going based on your gross and not your net. 931 is your net number. That's after expenses. That's why so many didn't qualify. So if you're self-employed, wait till the new guidance comes out before you apply. Okay, because if you apply right now, you're under the current rules, which may mean you may get denied, or you'll be applying for a lower amount. Okay. Okay, Brenda, I've already explained how to apply for the government grant. So if you're just coming on or you came on late, please do go back to the beginning to make sure that you get all the information that you need. Chris is saying he got an email today to open my EIDL portal to e-sign the 4506T form. That is one of the forms they will ask you for. And it said that the targeted grant was processing. Congratulations. Okay, that's fantastic. PPP, do I have to submit payroll? I have none. Okay, I think I answered that question. If you're self-employed, you do have payroll. You are your own employee. It's called owner's compensation. and you're going to it's going to be based on your Schedule C tax document. And I've had a lot of people tell me that they didn't have a Schedule C, or their tax preparer didn't do it, or some. You can amend your taxes and have them corrected. Okay. You having them amended is a process, and it may cost you more to get it done, but it's worth it to get it done. Okay, it's not just a simple 10-minute fix to amend your taxes. That the tax preparer is doing your taxes from scratch to correct them, and then they have to submit. Then they're submitted to the corrected version is submitted to the IRS. Someone is asking, what if you were hit in first quarter? I have a home. I'm not really understanding that question. Maybe you can clarify, and then I'll follow up after the broadcast. So if I got my money the second time, which is my first time, can I apply again for the? No, your second time is your first time. If you were never funded, it's your first time. Use the funding, exhaust the funds, and then apply for a second round. They don't know if they're going to extend it past March 31st. It's possible that they will, but they have not indicated that they will at this point. They're regularly assessing, the use of the funds, how many businesses are applying, the need, and we'll make that determination. If you're looking for a lender, the SBA on the website, and I'll drop it in the comments after I get off of here, but it's in other videos that I have, which is a link to the lender list. You can simply go there, or start with your bank where you bank already. There's plenty of fintech companies: PayPal, Square, Cabbage, Lendio, Divvy. All of these companies are processing PPP applications. Okay, so again, make sure that you are applying and getting your information together. Okay, if you did not receive PPP due to the first time the money running out, if you didn't get approved the first time, you're applying now for first draw. Okay, if you were not funded before, you're applying for first draw. If you were funded before, you're applying for your second draw. Okay. All right, so the guidance comes out for the self-employed, for the those that are non-citizens, those that are non-fraud felons, and those that are delinquent in your student loans. That guidance is coming next week, so I'll be monitoring for that official release, and then I'll come on with another update specific to PPP. So that you all can get your money. Again, thank you again. If you have not subscribed already, subscribe. Hit that love button, give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do go live. Again, I appreciate your support. We really want to support you and make sure that you stay in business, that you have a viable business. So any way that, we can help in that regard, we're here to do that. We're wishing all of you all success. Don't give up hope. There are opportunities out here. Just get in the mindset that you're going to be intentional and proactive, that you're going to make getting money right now in this challenging season a priority. There is money available. Continue to share, because sharing is caring. We don't want another business to go out of business. We want you all to be able to rise and thrive during this challenging time. And we can do it if we're working together. So again, continue to be the boss with amplified impact, and continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day.